Hi, Rory Singh here from the PowerhouseMarketer.com. Today I want to talk about how to invest in 2021, okay? How to invest $2,500 in 2021 and have it work for you, okay? That's what we're going to be talking about today. A lot of people are asking me, hey, Rory, you keep doing these reviews on stuff that keeps scamming out. We're looking for legitimate investment opportunities, okay, where we can make 1, 3, 5, 8% daily ROI. That's long-term unsustainable. Okay, so we're gonna talk about these things. Can you do this? How to find a legitimate investment opportunity and what to expect from a legitimate investment company that's actually regulated. Before we get into this, quick video here about how to invest $2,500 in 2021 right. If this is your first time on this channel, find the big red button, subscribe, and even click on the bell notification icon. That way you won't miss out on any reviews, any updates, any important information. I create content on how to make money online. I also do a lot of reviews that are requested by my viewers and usually uncover some really big scams, okay? Some people are going with the mindset like, hey, if I had a lot of money and I found the right one, I could just, score a big windfall. This gentleman here, here's a video I did 6 days ago, 70-year-old gentleman, entrepreneur, hardcore guy, who actually had $2 million liquid and invested into an investment opportunity that turned out to be a scam and lost his money as well as his wife's. And now he's battling the Canadian Revenue Agency, that is the equivalent of the IRS in the US, and you don't want to be fighting these people, okay? So he owes $2 million because he took a loss, right, out of his own money, and he's trying to write it off as a loss, and the government saying, it's past your deadline, sorry, sir, and they are, well in their own rights to tell him that because he actually is past it. Here's another story here, and there's stories like this popping up every single day. Even some people committing suicide because they've lost money in investment scams online. This guy didn't commit suicide. A fellow in Stratford, Ontario, home of Justin Bieber, big pop singer that everyone most likely has heard of. And Justin grew up in Stratford, Ontario. I'm only mentioning Justin Bieber's name because a lot of people know who Justin Bieber is. And this town in Ontario, Canada, it's about an hour and a half away from where I live. And another fellow, he lost 350K, guys, in US, not Canadian. And now the police are doing a big investigation, and he's like, frowning and frustrated because he didn't even have that money. He went together with other businessmen in the Stratford area, and they pooled their funds together. Some of them borrowed money from credit cards, mortgages, and they still lost. Okay, $350,000 gone, along with his credibility with his buddies. Okay, these kind of things happening every single day online. So pay attention, subscribe, and even click on that bell notification icon. That way you won't miss out on any important information that I honestly think you guys really need, okay? So today we're talking about investment in legitimate stuff, because people keep asking me, hey, show me the legitimate stuff. Okay, I'm going to give you an example here. In Canada, okay, if you go to the States and you go to other countries like Australia, the UK, right, even in Italy, right, you have similar banking systems, similar financial structures and organizations that are going to mirror the trading that's happening and investment services that are happening in Canada, or Canada is mirroring the US and mirroring in Australia and mirroring the UK. So in Canada, we have something called a GIC, okay? A GIC is a guaranteed investment certificate. It's guaranteed, and the people who offer them to you have to be legitimate financial companies that are set up. That means they had to put in an application. So as an example, I'm going to use Ontario, Canada, okay? I live in Ontario, and this example can be used in any country. We're just using Ontario, Canada. Ontario is a province, it's like a state in Canada, and that's what we're going to talk about. All these companies that I'm going to show you are offering legitimate passive investment opportunities to the public, and they're set up legally with the regulators in Ontario. So that means they're set up for the long term. Okay, a guaranteed investment certificate means you purchase an investment certificate through these financial companies that are regulated by the government here in Ontario, Canada. Okay, now there's a problem with this idea. Now these are legitimate. Okay, so we're looking at Canada. See, it says .ca, ratehub.ca as an example. And if we go to the US, it's going to be similar stuff. If we go to the UK, it's going to be similar stuff. If we go to Australia, it's going to be similar stuff. If we go to Sweden, it's going to be similar stuff. Okay, and the stuff that we're dealing with here is the ROI that they're promising you. Here's one called Tangerine. Investment of 1 year. Minimum investment $1 USD. Promise of 0.2% ROI for an annual return. See, it says annually down here. It doesn't mean 20% ROI. Only network marketing Ponzi schemes are going to promise you 20% ROI. That's unsustainable. That will put the financial company out of business. No one in their right mind is going to offer the public, anything more than 0.5%. It means 0.5% annual ROI, because they want to stay in business. And what do they do with your money? Well, do you really want to know? They trade. Now, as I said, all these guys here, this is for Ontario, these guys are set up legitimately with the Ontario Securities Commission. So it's the same things happening in the States. You can go to like Bank of America and buy their form of GIC, a certificate, and get the same type of payout. Okay, but the problem with this, it's not really worth anyone's time. Okay, now don't just run off yet, because a lot of guys are saying, hey Rory, we're going to go out and look for the legitimate one. Okay, but what if there isn't a legitimate one that's going to give you, most of you guys are looking for like 5, 6, 7, 8% daily ROI. And what is offering that to you? Do you really want to know? We're going to talk about that in just a moment, but let's get over this legitimate stuff. So if you put down $5,000, Tangerine is going to give you 0.2% annual ROI. So you put down $5,000, after a year, you're going to make $10. Nothing to write home to granny about. Okay. Now, some of you guys are going to be like, okay, this is not going to work. I got to find an illegitimate system. But then you're constantly facing exit scam. So don't just run off yet. Okay, let's explore this idea. If it's your financial future, then this information and the amount of time that you actually pay attention in this video could alter the course of your life. How? Because most people are coming up with ideas that are not serving them, like they're going to find the right one that's going to work. I'm showing you legitimate ones that are set up for the long term, but the problem is they're paying out teensy weensy little wussy commissions. And if you go online and you find a network marketing platform, it doesn't last more than 6 months. How the hell is that going to create financial freedom for you? Anyways, this video has a point. Let's just keep watching here. So Scotiabank, 2.2%, put down 1,000, you're going to get $10 back after a year. Okay, 20 years times 10, what you guys can do the math. Was that $200 after 20 years? Are you guys crazy? Right, I know you guys are not crazy. You guys are like, the government's evil, banks are evil, so we're going to market Ponzi's. That doesn't, bear with me. I understand a lot of people are pissed off, but you got to let your anger serve you, not work against you. A lot of people are burnt up, angry, and still creating results that they don't like. Here at RBC, Royal Bank, put down $5,000, 1 year, maturity period, $5 return based on a 0.1%, see, not 1%, 0.1%. On a $5,000 investment, you can make $5 in 1 year. How much are you going to make in 20 years? Come on, guys. This is ridiculous. Can you see what's happening here? Look at TD Bank, one of the major financial institutions, $5,000, right? 1 year plan, make $5 for giving them 5 grand. Okay, so light dawns on Marblehead. It reminds me, hopefully you are having a little bit of a wake up moment here. Okay, so what are your alternatives? We're going to talk about that. Bear with me. You have alternatives. Everyone has an alternative. It's up to you to choose one that's going to actually work. So the guaranteed investments that are legit are paying out teensy weensy little. They're not even the ones in Canada that I've been reviewing so far with you guys live here, right? Using the screen recorder is not even giving us 0.5%. They gave us like 0.2%. That's not 20%. That's 0.2% annual ROI. What do they do with your money if someone puts down $5,000 in one of their packages? They take your money and they do real trading. Because you remember, they're regulated by the regulators in Canada, by the government. That means they're allowed the regulator, they're giving permission to the regulator to audit them. That's why network marketing, MLM passive systems can't register legally with any securities regulator. Securities is a passive investment opportunity because they have to show proof now where they're going to get revenue, outside revenue, to pay the investors their 0.2% ROI and make them their $5 after putting down $5,000 for a year, as an example. So they have to go out. What do they do with your money? They go out and they trade with it. They go out and trade with Forex, real trading, right? They don't just claim that they're doing trading. They do real trading, or stocks and bonds, or maybe real estate. So they take your money, they give you a teensy-wincy commission for it. That's not worth your time for locking up your money for a year, because you got to lock it up for at least a year to earn those very low ticket percentages that the legitimate companies want to give you. Okay, so these are your choices, right? One thing you need to understand, there are hot trades happening, but they're not open to the general public. They're only open to who? The super wealthy. Who's that? That's the people who control the government. That's the people who control the court systems. That's the people who control the police. That's the people who control the religious organizations around the temples, the mosques. That's religious beliefs. We don't want to go there right now. Even Catholic churches, etc., are controlled by the super wealthy. Right? What is the purpose of religion? I didn't really want to go there, but briefly, it's to control humans, right? The people, the taxpayers. So the 1% of the population are the super wealthy that are controlling the 99% of the people on the planet. They're higher than the government, and they are the only ones that have access to these hot trades. You and I, we don't have access unless you're like a Rockefeller. Okay, are you a Rockefeller? I sure aren't a Rockefeller. So now what's your other alternative? Network marketing. Not network marketing that's legitimate, like Amway and Herbalife and Melaleuca and doTERRA, with real legitimate products of value, lotions, potions, and pills, and have lots of retail, because they kind of pay out teensy weensy little commissions too as well. So what I'm seeing, the alternative that most people are looking into, is network marketing passive systems. That means the ones that are created like Barax and Wiseling, that run for like 6 or 7 months and then they scam exit. So we have a lot of network marketers now who are trying to build financial wealth by promoting these systems, okay? And they're usually, the majority are after 3 to 8% on tier 1 commissions. They have a lot of these MLM passive systems that don't have any products, and they're claiming that they have investing and investment teams and trading bots and such. They never show any proof of any trading, because when we look into it, the only thing we can see as a reviewer looking into a platform like that is network marketing recruitment. Once the network marketing recruitment dies out, the scheme collapses because there's no new funds that are coming into the platform to pay the older investors. Okay, but most of the people going this route are after 3 to 8% on level 1 commissions. Most of these comp plans have on like Barracks and Weisling as an example, right? Because they're still very fresh in the minds of many people right now who are promoting MLM passive systems that only last 6 months, 7 months or so before they scam exit. They have multiple tiers that they pay out. And if you're not a heavy hitter yet, then forget about level 2 and level 3 and level 4 and level 5. You can only focus, if you're just a newbie or an intermediate marketer, you're only looking at level 1, and hopefully they're paying out at least 8%. Okay, so as an example, let's say you're a hardcore networker now. Let's go and see some of the charts. Let's say you're promoting a network marketing platform and it's just telling people, hey, they can make money without referring, and that's how you get people into the program. In order to go out there and earn even $8,000 for yourself, right? You got to go out and get a downline investment now of $100,000. Some of you are wondering, why the heck am I talking about network marketing, business model, and we were talking about investing? Well, let me go back to my channel for 1 second. Bear with me, because guys, look, these people here weren't looking for network marketing. This guy lost $350K US. How much is that in Canadian? I don't know, what, 400,000, 425,000, something like that, Canadian dollars. But 350K. This gentleman, 2 million. Okay, so they got the seed money, the investment money, and they still lost it. Okay, so these people thought it was legitimate. And what were they investing in? They're investing in a network marketing deal without any products, without any retail, and not set up legally or even set up with the regulators. Now, setting up with the regulators, it would be more long term, but then if you're looking at long term and legit, then you're looking at teensy weensy little commissions like 0.1%, which is not worth your time. Might as well just not do a darn thing. But if you don't do a darn thing, then you're going to get stuck wherever you are, and if you want to settle, then you could be there for the next 20, 30 years, however long it is that you have left on this planet. I mean, some people are not going to like it. They're going to oh, I'm going to thumb down your video. You didn't tell me what I liked to hear. We can't always tell you what you want to hear. We got to tell you what you need to hear. And what you need to hear is not always pretty. Okay. Fortunately, that is how it is. So being a savvy networker, if you went out there and you were strong enough to actually go out there and build, that means convince enough people before the scheme collapses, because we're talking about an MLM passive system created by anonymous people like Barracks and Weisling. If you actually have enough kahunas, you have enough skill set, you can actually go out there and convince enough people to just drop. I know probably you guys are going to say, hey, we're going to go out and convince enough people to invest $1 million just to start. But is that really happening? Most people who get into these type of deals, the majority maybe will get maybe 2 or 3 people from their warm market list of family and friends to invest. Maybe 2 or 3, referrals is not paying out 8%, is not going to equal financial freedom, is it? Unless you're a heavy hitter. If you're a heavy hitter, then you can go out there and get $100,000 of downline recruitment referral revenue. What's that going to pay you? So if you can convince enough people to invest collectively 100 grand through your affiliate link before the scheme collapses, right? You're going to make 8,000. Now, how long is that going to take? Can you do that within 7 months? And if you did that in the 7 months that the majority of these platforms last, will $8,000 equal financial freedom to you? To me personally, it's like this picture here. You see, you've got like anonymous owners on the front, and they're like, sure glad the hole isn't at our end. Then you've got some people who are trying to do what? They're trying to create revenue through referral investment, right, from their downline. before the system, the Ponzi collapses. This is kind of graphic, but now you can, really put this. People learn really good with pictures I found, including myself. So it's like trying to bail the water out of the boat before the whole thing goes down. So if you got to try and hit your goal in the 6 or 7 months that the platform is up and running. Now, something just came to mind. There's a thought that just came that I didn't add in my little trusty notepad here, and I noticed that there are people like from, we call it third world countries, right? I was born in a third world country, you can call it that, but I grew up here in Ontario, Canada. But in a third world country, there's not like lots of opportunity. And a lot of people, what do? A lot of them, I'm finding, are banking on Ponzi's. They know it's a Ponzi and they know it's a scam, and they don't have capital to start a real business. And what are they trying to do? They're trying to be one of these guys here and bail the boat, right? And then they get mad when you do a review because you were asked to do so, and then it turns out that they're not paying out. And the people in the third world countries, they get really pissed off with me and say, "Hey, Rory, you're attacking our entrepreneurship." But here, guys, you can't even create freedom that way, because what's happening here? In order for you to make some money before the whole ship goes down, or the boat, right? See, the Ponzi owners, they don't care because they have other boats. Before the ship goes down here, these two guys, the anonymous owners that you guys will never hear about, because most of them hire like fake they hire people with fake identities, and that are actually models and actors, etc., pretending to be CMO, like with Barracks. They have other boats, like lifeboats, waiting that you guys don't know about, that are already up and running. They're probably marketing. They probably own about maybe 3 or 5 different MLM investment platforms. So while these guys, the networkers, are billing, these guys, before the ship goes down, they cash out, right? Once network marketing or recruitment dries out, and they jump onto their other boats, and they start the whole game all over again. And the people in the third world countries now, if you're trying to build your freedom nest egg like this, it's not going to work. One of the major principles of success is value. If you want to create freedom in your life, you have to help other people, right? It's a universal law. It's God's own law. Not mine, not yours, the Creator himself, okay? His law. In order for you to succeed, you've got to help others succeed. He wants you to help your brothers and sisters succeed. And, convincing them to invest if you actually have enough skill set to do so. And they have to lose money in order for you to make, 3 to 8% on level 1 before the whole thing goes down, is not value. Just some things to think about. So let me get back to my pad here. Okay. So if someone, that was their goal of financial freedom, $8,000 to me is not financial freedom. You guys need a lot more than that. Something else just popped in my head, and I see a lot of people on YouTube promoting Ponzi's and saying stuff like, never invest more than you're willing to lose. That doesn't make any sense. If you're willing to lose something, how can you gain? Anyway, that's just a thought. Okay, just a thought. So if you have enough skill set, and you can actually refer more than the average person doesn't really go out and take any training. They try to wing their way to success. They don't pay for education. They just tell people, hey, you can get rich quick and easy, and you don't have to refer anyone. All you got to do is invest your money through my affiliate link. If you actually have enough kahunas and skill set below your belt, then you can actually come up with enough revenue, 100K collectively, before the 6 or 7 months is up. That means if it's a big platform like Barracks, that'll actually stick around 6 or 7 months, you have that frame to convince people. Just to make 8,000, you got to get them to invest 100,000 collectively. And the average person, what's the problem with this idea? doesn't know how to get more than 2 or 3 people tops into their business. Something to think about right there, because the average person is not willing to make the real investment. Okay, I'm going to talk about the real investment, because this video is how to invest $2,500 properly and have it work for you in 2021. We haven't even gotten yet to that point. So bear with me. Not very much longer in this video. I want to close her out very soon. Okay. Have you ever noticed the people who actually make money with MLM passive investment systems? Who are they? Heavy hitters, people with authority, people with credibility. Do you know how they become heavy hitters? In the past, most of them don't tell you, they became successful by marketing and paying their dues. They marketed legitimate affiliate and MLM platforms that are set up for the long term. There was a lady. She was marketing. She's an old school network marketer, and she had a huge team with Jeunesse. And who knows what she was working on or promoting before Jeunesse. Jeunesse is network marketing, a legitimate network marketing company with lots of retail and been around. It's one of the giants out there. Okay, and she was promoting, I don't know, it was Wiesling or Barax or Qubit Life, and she's like, oh, I love it. And she was talking about before exit scam of Barax and Wiesling. This is so much easier. All I got to do is, it's much easier to just get people to invest through my affiliate link, because it's investing and people have bought into the idea of crypto and investment than going out there and, pounding and building a team like I used to, she said. But the problem with that idea is she's killing her success now. But here is something that we can learn from her. The lady who was a Jeunesse successful rep in the past, who built a huge team, and now who's marketing passive systems that keep scamming out. She paid her dues in the past. That's how she became a heavy hitter. And the only way to become a heavy hitter and to get to credibility. What is credibility? That's when you got an affiliate link and you could just go shoot a video on YouTube and everyone's just going to join. Do you ever see guys and girls that keep doing that? Eventually they lose their credibility if they're marketing Ponzi's, where the great majority have to lose in order for just a few people at the top to make money, right? Some of the Barax heavy hitters have learned that lesson, I think. They thought they were invincible. A lot of the heavy hitters now, they don't care about their reputations, and they're thinking in their head, because they've seen so much success, because they paid their dues in the past and they worked for their credibility. Credibility is when people see you making money and they know you're making money because you've been around long enough and you're not just faking it, you actually made it, right? We're all vibrational beings, we're all connected, and you guys can smell bullshit a mile away, right? Usually. So with the heavy hitters, you can see a heavy hitter and know they're telling you the truth, that they're credible, because in the past they've done it, right? Now the problem with the past MLM passive investment system, since we were talking about investment, a lot of the newbies are trying to do this. They're trying to bail the water out of the boat before the ship or the boat goes down. Doesn't affect the Ponzi owners. They're sitting here giggling and they're drinking out of coconuts, living on the beaches of the world. They're just going to jump into another boat, start the whole deal all over again. Once network marketing recruitment dries up, scheme collapses, boat goes down, just like the Titanic sits in the bottom of the North Atlantic. Okay. Now, for those of you who are new upcoming marketers and networkers, right? How are you going to build your credibility if what you're trying to build your credibility with keeps collapsing and, going down to the bottom of the ocean or the lake or the river? What did I say about the heavy hitters? They built it on solid foundations in the past by marketing stuff and paying their dues, even if they're pissing away their credibility now. People are people, right? So hopefully you can understand it. You can't build your credibility on a sinking boat, because eventually, after a while, people are going to say you're the guy or girl that they kept losing money with. No one's going to want to join you. What are you going to do? You're going to create anonymous channel after channel after channel, anonymous name, fake names. That's not going to build credibility. Your name is credibility. The heavy hitters' names are the credibility because they earned it. They paid their dues. So you can't run away from paying your dues. If you don't want to pay your dues, then these are going to be your choices. These are going to be your choices. You always have a choice, and you always are going to decide. Even if you do nothing, it's still a decision. So here, number one, you can learn by trial and error, right? Number two, you could quit the MMO industry. That's the make money online industry altogether, and most likely you will be back once some circumstance happens to you. It happens all the time. I've been around since 2006 online. I've been in the MLM industry since the late 80s. I used to go door to door selling water filters. People come and tell me, hey, I don't understand MLM or even online affiliate marketing. Oh, come on, guys. Been here, seen so many people come and go, so many platforms come and go. And they always come back because some circumstance, some shit happens in people's lives, and then you end up back online a year or two later. Then you got to start the whole thing all over again. Or here's another choice that you have. Find a legit training platform and lock down the hatches. What does a U.S. warship do, like a destroyer? Well, you don't want to destroy your future, but it sounds kind of powerful. We use that as an example. In a storm, destroyers, they stay floating on the top, right? The subs, they've got some U.S. submarines. The Russians, the Chinese, they all have the same capabilities. Okay, so military ships, what do? U.S. destroyer will batten down the hatches and they weather the storm, right? What is the storm? The storm is going to be the bullshit that's going to pop up in your head, and it's going to block you. I'm going to talk about that. But this is another choice. You can find a legitimate training platform and actually go through the real stages, the real process of actually making money online for yourself, just like the heavy hitters had to do in the past. They had to learn how to do this before they could become credible, right? Before they gained authority. What is authority? It's the stuff that all of you guys need if you want to make money with the best investment. The best investment is in yourself, guys. It's sure as heck not going to be with a GIC that's set up with the bank in whatever country that you're in right now, because they're going to give you $10 back for $5,000 investment after a year. That is not financial freedom. Or promote the Ponzi's. And that is, our hard thing to do, trying to bail water out of a sinking ship, right? Now, here's another choice. You can do nothing and stick with your lot in life. Most people will settle here. I'm going to explain why most people settle. Now, if you still want financial freedom, do you? Do you truly? Then you can't settle there, even though most people will settle here. I'm going to tell you why there's a difference. I have an autoresponder. When people opt into my sales funnel with the program that I promote, in email number 1, there is my story. I went through bankruptcy. I went through foreclosure. I was a success. I learned how to become successful online, right? And then something happened, and I explained what that was, and then I ended up in foreclosure. I didn't do anything karmically wrong, like, rip people off or anything like that. Okay, all I did was I pushed the envelope too far, and when I first came online back in 2006, it took me like a whole year to make my first $1,000 commission, right? It took me a whole year just to make $1,000. How to figure out how to make $1,000. And in that time frame, I left my job. I was living on credit cards, living on credit, And by the time I became successful online, started selling, making 1,000 commissions, 5,000 commissions, 10,000 commissions, stuff like that, the amount of debt that I dug for myself was huge and deep. So I ended up in that first email, that if you opt in, lower below underneath this video, in the first link, you'll get my story. It caught the attention from my system founder, and he's very well known, and he loves the power of stories. It was so compelling because I not only was in foreclosure, ended up bankrupt. Then at one point in my life, our home, family's home, underwater, flood, a little period of homelessness. And then even I was living in a little teeny weeny, a little apartment building. Some drug dealer was living on the same floor as I was. I didn't know. I didn't even know. I was, in a trance most of the time, trying to figure out how to change my life. And cops were called to his location. And me being a colored fellow, brown guy walking down the hallway as the cops were trying to storm his apartment, they thought I was mixed up. Just to make a long story short, and eventually what happened was they were trying to investigate me, and I was in a bad mood, and one of them laid their hand on me, and I said, "Hey, take your fucking hand off me." And next thing you know, I was getting my ass beat down. These guys beat me down on the back, even tasered me. It was a pretty graphic story, but eventually, and they turned around and charged me for assault on officer. Then I had to go to court, hire a lawyer, and eventually everything turned around on the police. After I had a good judge, and once he figured out the police were lying, it all flipped around. So you get a little bonus here in the first email on my autoresponder. You get the interview by our system founder, who's very well known, a guy who has taught over 500,000 students how to become successful, me being one of them, by being a product of his training. But you got to see that story, okay? It sure, woke me up to a lot of things, and it's one of the reasons I'm getting the kind of results that I'm getting right now. Okay. Now let me close off with these ideas. I've tried affiliate. Some people say to me, "Hey, I've tried affiliate marketing and it didn't work for me." Okay, there is one of the Facebook groups that I'm part of, entrepreneurship groups. There's one guy who was marketing a different system that I'm promoting, and he said, "I've been with this platform for a full year and I want to give it away. Can I give it away?" And everyone's like, "No, you can't give it away because you bought into it, you purchased it, and you shouldn't be quitting." And I asked the fellow, everyone's like, "Oh, don't quit just yet, you're just about to." I said, "Hey, fellow, what have you done in the year that you partnered up with that specific platform?" He didn't do anything. He never answered. And I knew the answer right there. That means he joined something and he's saying it didn't work, or maybe he's going to think, "Oh, it's a scam. Affiliate marketing didn't work for me," but he never went out and sent traffic to any of his affiliate links. Why didn't he do that? Why do people keep doing this? That's called sabotage. It didn't work for me. Here, number one, negative beliefs. Negative beliefs equals 0. Most people on this planet, unfortunately, are going to die with the music still in them, because they're harboring beliefs that they put in, right? Even myself, I have issues that I'm still working on. I'm constantly doing what? Personal development, okay? Constantly eliminating beliefs that didn't serve me in the past. A lot of people believe that money is the root of, if you said all evil, then that's a limiting belief right there. That's not true. But a lot of people believe that. A lot of people believe that money is evil, right? A lot of people believe that the successful marketers are evil, but yet they want the money, yet they want the success. That doesn't make any sense. Most people will guard and protect their negative beliefs even if it doesn't serve them because it became part of their identity. When I started seeing change in my life, I went through a lot of different things. I learned from the hard school of knocks, right? I had to change. But even the change was scared me. People are even scared. I'll admit it. Change is scary. How could that be? The human mind, guys, it's crazy. It is a crazy thing that we're all part of. Even a good change is scary to the mind. Okay? So most people don't get to the point of success. So you can't go to the bank and get a legitimate deal that's going to give you what you want, because they're not going to give it to you. They're smart. They're going to give you like 0.5%, right? 0.2%, 0.1%, 0.1%, and give you like $5 or $10 for you putting down $5,000. That is legitimate, and that's what's open to the public. Then your other alternative was, I'm going to market a Ponzi and create freedom that way, and then it's like trying to bail water out of a sinking vessel before it goes down, right? You don't want to go down with the ship. So most people will sit with the beliefs. So if you are still here and you're still watching this video, awesome stuff. Most people wouldn't have stuck around to this part. Okay. Some of you might be kicking and screaming and arguing with the information that I'm sharing with you right now. But if you're still here, part of you is agreeing with it. That's why you're still here, even if you're disagreeing with the information that I'm sharing with you right now. Okay. So most people, recap, are hanging on to beliefs. Most people won't go out and do the work to become a successful affiliate marketer. What was I talking about? How to make $2,500 work as an investment. The best investment is in you, in the training, like the heavy hitters did in the past, like most of them are not talking about. Okay. That is the best investment. But if you're harboring beliefs like it didn't work for me, and you're keeping those, you guys could remove the beliefs. If any of you have that kind of belief that's holding you back, it's as simple as going to YouTube, typing into how do I remove a self-limiting belief, and following some free stuff that's already online. Okay, free stuff. You can even do EFT tapping. That's one of the things I did to actually identify. You got to first find the negative belief that's holding you back. Maybe money's evil, or the government's going to get me. That was one of mine. If I become successful online, I'm going to make so much money. Oh, the government's going to throw me in jail. And then I'm like, what kind of negative bullshit is that in my head? And I was harboring that, right? I'm not selling drugs here. I'm selling legitimate stuff. Why would they put me in? I mean, this is the kind of bullshit that people keep stuck, right? And most people are hanging on to little ideas that, as a child, we grow up, we see things happen, and we are watching the world, we're perceiving the world through a lens. And that lens gets cracked, it gets tarnished. And most people are still perceiving the world through a tarnished lens. So you got to clear the lens, right? The universe is going to stir shit up in your life. As with me, I was really deep, dark down in the rabbit hole. That what did I have to go through? Foreclosure, what, bankruptcy? You guys don't have to go there, right? Flood, getting my ass beat down and tasered by the police, and even ended up hospitalized, and then have to go to court and fight for my freedom after, and even it all turned around, and eventually, after the judge figured out the cops were trying to pass off a load of bunk, and he just had to dismiss everything. You guys don't have to go through that. I did. So the only thing The only thing that's going to set you free, guys, here, pain. Pain's going to set you free. Some of you are probably thinking, I finally lost it. No. Look, the only people that succeeded, I'll use Barax as an example. Barax, a lot of you guys who watch my videos know what Barax was before it scammed out. On YouTube, there were a few heavy hitters promoting heavily on YouTube that paid their dues in the past, right? Now, the only way that they became successful was because they paid their dues and they kept, sticking. They finally stuck it out with one legitimate platform. They got the training that they needed and they paid their dues, right? Now, how did they do that? How did they actually stick it out? And they actually even had to work on their beliefs and remove self-limiting beliefs, because people are people, whether they're successful or unsuccessful. It comes down to a choice, what you're willing to do for yourself. So the only thing that kept them focused was the pain of growing, meaning learning, meaning generating your own traffic, meaning being on the days, because you are going to have days that are going to be shitty. Some days you don't make any money. Some days your traffic goes down. Then the next day it goes up. Then the next day you can make 10 sales. Then the next day after that you can make no sales. Then you could hit dry spells. This is internet marketing. This is entrepreneurship. And the people who are not willing to do these things, they don't ever become successful. So how did the heavy hitters do it? Well, they had enough pain meaning that if they didn't get the thing, whatever the thing is that you want, whatever you are truly after, if it's painful, and it makes you cry that you don't get this thing. Maybe you have little children and you want to grow up. You want them to grow up with mommy or daddy home with them. Maybe you have an animal, a beloved dog or cat. I've got my dog here with me. He's right under my desk. All of my videos here with the screen recorder. He's always in them, right? So the pain of not being able to spend time with my family and my dog, it would make me cry. It's going to keep me focused long enough to do what? To break free. Most people, though, are willing to settle because whatever they're asking for, if they don't get that thing, they're okay with it. They will settle. But the only thing that's going to make the difference between you winning and losing is if your why is big enough and you truly love that family, you truly love yourself, and the pain of not getting that freedom is greater than the pain of becoming a successful entrepreneur. If the pain of not getting whatever it is, and hopefully your why is big enough, then you will stay in the game and you will remove the negative beliefs. You will grow by going through the training, and you will actually get to the point of implementing the training, meaning learning a free marketing strategy or learning a paid advertising strategy. It's not, I got 10,000 and I drop it down and then boom, I win some and I lose some. No, it's becoming a master marketer. One method of traffic, one platform that's legit, that's going to actually give you enough time to break free and to become consistent and without quitting. Pain. If you don't get the thing that you really want and you're willing to settle, like 97% of the people in the make money online industry are doing, because they're staying with the beliefs that are not serving them, then you're going to stay there. But if you can jump over to the 3% where it's less competitive, then the pain of you, what am I trying to say? I want to word this right before I go. So if the pain of you not experiencing what you want to experience right now, of the pain of you missing out on that experience of what you're asking for, it must be greater than the pain of growing as an entrepreneur. And if it is, If the pain of not getting that thing that you want, your why, is stronger, hurtful, it hurts more than the growing pains of entrepreneurship, of marketing, of mastery. So if it hurts more not to get the thing that you want and it's going to make you cry, then you got the stuff that champions. Sounds kind of corny, but it isn't. That's the stuff that champions are made of. Comes down to pain, guys. So let's get to a conclusion. The best investment is in yourself, because there's no bank's going to give it to you, obviously, and no Ponzi's going to give it to you either. Scared money. Here's something to close off with. Scared money doesn't attract money. You find a legitimate program, legitimate training platform that's lucrative, that converts, that's proven, okay? And you position. Position means people don't do what you tell them, they do what you do. A lot of people are too scared. I'm not going to position. I'll put $25 down and see what's going to happen. Not a darn thing's going to happen, because it's entrepreneurship. You're going to hammer traffic into it. Hammer traffic every day, every day, every day, every day, every day, every day. Right? The only thing that's going to keep you in line is removing your beliefs. If the pain of not getting what you want is greater than the work it's going to take for you to succeed. Okay? But scared money ain't going to attract no money, right? If you get in and then you dip your toe in the water, you got to put some skin in the game. So when we're talking about an investment of $2,500, you put down $25, you get a little bit of pain from entrepreneurship. Oh, I've got some internet marketing blues. I got a little bit of a dry spell. We all go through dry spells. That's life. That's marketing. That's entrepreneurship. Okay? Put down $5, $25. You're not going to stick it out. You put down something that's you don't want to lose in something legit. $2,500 and up. At least $2,500 is a good number to get started with. Keep you focused. How long does it take to succeed? It could take you. Now it comes down to having a long-term plan. So if you're scared money is not going to attract money, right? It's going to repel it. So I'm going to put $25 down, see what's going to happen, see if I can bounce some traffic into it. No, you got to keep putting traffic into it. I put down $2,500 but into something, I got to see my return. Okay, now that I know better, now that I fixed my mental issues of the blocks that were blocking me, and I still work on myself, I take $2,500 down, find a good deal that's legit, set up for the long term, as I did with the current, one of the systems that I'm currently promoting, right? It's powerful, and the system founder, he's solid. I gotta know who I'm locking arms with in business. Very important. He has to be solid. His credentials have to check out. We're talking about affiliate marketing. We're talking about success. We're talking about training. He has to have a good track record. His system's got to convert. I put down $2,500 in this one system as an example. 2018. When did I make back my $2,500? In the first month back in 2018. It's all been sheer profit from then to now with this just one system and this little niche. This one little niche. And this one little system. I invested $2,500. I kept sending traffic to it. I made back my $2,500 2 years ago in the first month because I wasn't scared and I learned the value of positioning. When I was new, I was like, oh, the heavy hitters, they talk about positioning. It's just to help them, not help. No, it's to help you because it solidifies the whole mental game. You batten down the hatches just like the U.S. warship in a storm, and you weather the storm. That's the only way you're going to make it. And if you're scared money, it doesn't attract money. It just repels it. People nowadays are too afraid to put skin in the game. You don't want to be the majority. And we'll close off with people don't do what you want. They do what? What you do, my friend, whoever you are listening in right now, right? If you want people to invest in your deal, you got to invest in it. And if you're going to invest in it, you better make sure it's set up for the long term. If you just want them to invest in it for you to make money, that's scared money, and that's not going to attract money. And even with the Bonzies, what did I say? We'll close off with that idea. Only the heavy hitters who earned and paid their dues in the past, because the pain of not getting freedom, whatever freedom meant to them, it outweighed the pain of the growing pains of becoming a successful marketer. So that's what I got for you guys today. Hopefully you got some value from this video. The best investment of $2,500 is in yourself in 2021. This concludes my video. If you got some value, give me a like, give me a share. And also, before I go, if you're looking finally ready to start the entrepreneurship going for yourself, and you're finally ready to roll up your sleeves, if you're the person that hasn't been seeing the type of results that you're looking for in life and in business, powerful opportunity underneath this video. First link in the description. Set up for the long term. It's been around for 5 years now, going into its 6th year. Founder is the big piece of the puzzle right there. Very successful guy, a lot of integrity, and he doesn't tell people bullshit. He does, before he tells you to do something or suggests you do something, he has done it. So he walks his walk. I walk my walk. I don't just talk. So if you want to become a successful entrepreneur, a successful internet marketer online, get access to a powerful system with the training that you need, lots of value here, and also a lucrative affiliate marketing program if you decide to become an affiliate with us. 40 to 60% commissions on highly commissionable big ticket products that are legit on the back end. All right, guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys on the next video. Take